Yes, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to Behind the Wheel and welcome back to a brand new video. And I've got the Hyundai i30N Performance in the flagship blue color. And through this video, I'm going to show you the exterior and then go for a drive. It'll be a POV style video for you guys. Starting off with the exterior, let's go straight to the alloy wheels. These are the 19-inch bespoke alloy wheels to the i30N, and they come as standard with the P0 Pirelli tires on there as well. Like I mentioned, it's the flagship blue color on this car with the red accents just at the front splitter just there. I love the front of the grille. And the main difference is the headlights to the previous generation. Now these are the full LED matrix headlights. I just think they look a lot better as well. You've got some really deep scoops just in here, and they are actually real. It goes right through as well for better downforce. I love the style of the back of the car. I think the dual exhaust system is really cool, and there are massive exhausts here. There are smaller ones inside there as well. It's got a little diffuser. I'm not sure if that does anything. Let me know in the comments below if you know. But yeah, listen, let's jump in and let's go for a drive. Push the start, which is nice, and here it is. This is the manual version of the car. I did have the DCT and I have driven that car as well, but this one is the manual, and I'm really excited to show you guys and get a feel for what the manual transmission is like. So far I've only had it for a few days. Still getting used to driving a manual after not driven one for so long. But let me show you some of the controls in here. So you've got your driving mode, which has normal, sport and eco mode, and then on the right hand side you do have that flag there for the N mode. Now N mode, I'll talk to you about that while we're driving a bit later on, but for now we're going to leave it in normal mode as well. So down here you've got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, you've got your climate controls, dual zone, auto control, all your normal stuff that you get. It does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. However, you do have to connect it to a wire. Another really cool thing that I think I show you on the infotainment system is that you can customize the driving modes as well. If you just go to N mode just here, you can see loads of different cool features like your G-force, your performance timer if you're on a track, your turbo PSI, the torque, and the power output as well just there. And when you do accelerate, they do move, which is really cool. If you press performance options, you can actually do a launch control. You can set up the shift light, tells you what to shift. We're not going to do launch control now because we are in the car park. If you go back, you can actually customize each driving mode. At the moment we're in Sport Plus, which is the fastest engine response just there, but you can actually drag these to steering, how stiff you want the steering, suitable for everyday driving, increase road feeling, and then maximize road feeling as well. You can do exactly the same for the suspension. You can customize that. You can have the electronic limited slip differential, customize that as well, the rev matching, the engine, and also the exhaust note as well, just like that. Now here are those all important seats that I did mention to you guys at the beginning of the video. The seats are really comfy with the N emblem just there, which does illuminate at night, which looks really cool. this car sounds really, really good. And if I had to choose one based on noise, this car would be that. If I just open the window down just a little bit, this is just in sport mode. And that engine is really, really punchy, just eager to go all the time. Even in third gear doing around 32 miles an hour, it still pulls very, very strong. I genuinely don't think you need any more power than this car. I think 275 brake horsepower in real world driving, and what I mean by real world is around traffic, commuting to work, driving from A and B, this would be enough power in my opinion. Coming on to fuel efficiency, it's not the best car on fuel. At the moment I am averaging 17.6 miles per gallon, and believe it or not, that's actually me not driving recklessly, or let's say enthusiastically. That's me driving just normal driving, A to B, you know, putting my foot down now and then, but not really ragging it all the time. If you do rag this car and you know you're very heavy footed, then you probably could expect miles per gallon to drop to, I'd probably say 10-12 miles per gallon. So comparing that to some of its you know, rivals, like I mentioned, the VW Golf R, the i30N, you know, the S3, those cars would be a lot better on fuel than this car. But are they as much fun? Let me know in the comment section, what hot hatch would you pick for around £30,000? Hopefully you guys can hear those pops. However, with 275 brake horsepower, all going to the front wheel, when you do put your foot down in second or even third gear, you'll notice the tires skipping, losing traction. And that's the only downfall to that. The upside to that is that it is a light car. And I think that's what Hyundai had in mind. They wanted to build a hot hatch that was fun to drive, very light, enough power to you know, to have for your daily commute, to A to B driving, but also on the weekend if you want to have a bit of fun and throw this car around corners. It does handle really, really well. So here we are, we found a little back row that we can put our foot down in N mode. Now right off the bat you can notice that the throttle response is really, really sharp. The steering wheel is a lot heavier, but the main thing is the suspension goes into a really stiff mode, almost unbearable really. If you were to drive this car for a long period of time in N mode, I honestly think that you'll come out with back problems and you'll probably need to go to the hospital. As you can notice, I'm really, really bumpy here. I think N mode was designed for on-track use. That being said, it is a lot of fun to have, and you know, you can sort of you know, accept it for being a hot hatch. It's going to be firm, it's going to be harsh on your back, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well. The exhaust, listen to that exhaust. Let me just put the window down. Woo, it pops, crackles. I think we'll put the car back into normal mode, and everything all of a sudden eases up. The suspension is in comfort mode, the steering wheel, it's a lot lighter as well. Overall, this is a fun car to drive. especially in the manual transmission. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, guys, I did drive the DCT dual clutch transmission, the automatic version of this car. And yes, it was fun, but I felt like there was something missing from the car. You're not as engaged. Yes, you do have the flappy paddles, and yes, you know, the computer system and the gearbox can probably change gears a lot quicker than you can do, or I can do, with a manual transmission. However, it's not as engaging, it's not as fun. You don't feel connected to the car as much as you do with the manual. And it's a shame. It's a shame. I genuinely think it's a shame that most manufacturers, you know, are going to go fully electric and you know, fully automatic, which means, you know, the manual transmission, you know, it's a dying thing. And for those true petrol heads out there, I think, you know, you are going to miss changing gears. But unfortunately, electric cars are the future, whether you like it or not.